Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It is Monday, the 26th of September, and it's time for another Leeds United update. Before we get into it, as is always the case, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, get your comments in, because I've got a few questions to pose to you today, so I want to know your thoughts in the comments.
I don't think I do it.
Arsenal started like a house on fire. Signing number 2 for this new era. It's Judgment Day, people. Yeah! What did your boy tell you? It was never in doubt. Never in doubt. Don't believe in any luck. I believe I'm self-made, yeah. We're going to start with Ilian Meslier. Now, Phil Hayes done an article on The Athletic discussing him and his potential call-up to the France international side, full side, as opposed to the 21s. Now, he has missed out on that call-up. There was an injury to Lloris, but they've opted to keep him with the under-21s because they want him to get some more international experience, which you can totally understand. But it brings on to the question, and Phil Hay mentioned it in his article, about Meslier fastly becoming the top player at Ellen Road with the highest price tag and the biggest reputation. We know Leeds United do need to sell in order to buy. I banged that drum for a while. I took flack for it, but we know with the noise coming out from the club that is the case. You know, we know about our net spend, etc., so that we know that the club are looking to do that. Now, of course, we only paid 5 million for Meslier from Lorient, which now looks like an absolute snip. His current transfer value on Transfermarkt is set at 18 million already. You know, you're making an upturn on that. But we know if he was to go, it'd be for more than 18 million. I genuinely believe that anyway. And we know as well, Lloris, France, Lloris at Spurs, his time is coming to an end. And Tottenham are apparently very interested in Ilian Meslier, more than any other club currently out there on the ether. So, you know, there will come a time when Ilian Meslier will move on. I've said that fact. I have said that. I guess I'm just posing that question to you. Is Ilian Meslier the jewel in the crown now? Because I think there's a case to be heard about Jack Harrison as well. Now, let me just categorically say, I do not want either of these football players to leave our football club. I'm a massive fan of both of them. And it's great to see both Ilian and Jack Harrison really take on that mantle of being the, you know, jewels in the crown, if you like. Now, for me, Transfermarkt, I've got Jack Harrison's value currently sat at 25 million. We know that Leeds United wouldn't even entertain that. You'd be looking at 40 to 50 million. But I guess my question to you is, who would be the next to leave Leeds United? Of course, we want to be in a position where these players don't have to do that. But, you know, Victor Orta did an interview this week speaking about how Leeds United's ambitions, and in order to break into the top 6, it's nigh on impossible, which we know it is really difficult to do. And even when you do, you don't have sustainability there. Just look at Leicester City now. We're perennial top 10 candidates. That's what Victor Orta said. And I know that might not be great for the Romantics, but it's sort of where we're at as a football club right now. And of course, someone like Meslier, Jack Harrison, if he continues in the trajectory that he's on, could indeed go play European football. So who do you believe would be the next off that conveyor belt? Who is the number one player, or who Leeds are most at risk of losing next? We know Newcastle like Jack Harrison. We know Spurs like Ilian Meslier. I think the most important player for us personally would be Ilian Meslier. Jack Harrison can be replaced. I think finding someone with the potential and actual attributes that Meslier has is very, very hard to do. We've had some very good keepers, but at the same time, we've had some really poor keepers in our most recent history. The likes of, you know, Felix Wiedwald, Kiko Casilla, even Klaassen. For me, there's still question marks over. I know we've got Joel Robles, but in an ideal scenario, neither of them goalkeepers play for Leeds United this season. So let me know your thoughts. Jack Harrison, Meslier, who's the jewel in the crown? And another question I'm going to pose to you is about the right-back scenario. Now, we will be discussing this on Wednesday, on the midweek fix, in some more detail, because I want to get the rest of the lads' opinions on it. But this is an opportunity for you to get your opinion. Obviously, at right-back now, we have Rasmus Christensen, Luke Ayling, and Cody Dramé. Now, just a little on Rasmus Christensen. Obviously, he missed our last game, but he has featured in both Nations League fixtures for Denmark, including a 2-0 win over World Cup champions France. Apparently, he was superb in that game, and obviously, you've got to keep the likes of Kylian Mbappe and Griezmann quiet. It's not a mean feat. I didn't watch the game personally. I've seen James Marshman from Team Talk put this question out there on social media. You know, I've done videos with him in the past. He's a top guy. He asked that question, who gets the nod at right back against Villa at the weekend on Sunday? Is it Rasmus? Is it Luke Ayling? Is it Cody Drameh? Now, for me, Cody Drameh, I still have massive question marks over. I've said that when I've seen his debut against Martinelli at Arsenal. Yes, he did well at Cardiff, but when I've seen him both in pre-season and in the first team, there has been question marks for me. That's just my own personal opinion. And I'm not sure Cody will want to stick around. You know, I think he'll push for another loan in January or maybe even move. I believe his contract's coming to an end. I think he might look to move on because Luke Ayling came back, played 21 minutes and got an assist in that time. He's actually rated our highest player this season on SofaScore just off that 21 minutes. So it shows you how well he performed in that game. Now, of course, there's been standout players, Rodrigo, etc. I'm just saying in terms of the numbers, he did really, really well. I'm a massive fan of Luke Ayling. I fell out of love with him after his red card last season, but I'm back in love with him after just seeing 21 minutes. Now, who gets that nod? It's not Drameh. It's either Luke Ayling or it's Rasmus Christensen. Now, Rasmus played really well on international duty, but it's easy to say that he's not had a great start to his Leeds United career. He's spoken himself about having to adjust to the physicality of the Premier League. In Salzburg, he was one of the key men within the division. That's changed now he's come to the Premier League. Now, as much as I like Luke, and had this have been immediately after the previous game, I'd have said Luke Ayling every single day of the week. But the fact that Rasmus has played both games for Denmark and has contributed and played full 90s and done really, really well against top opposition, we have to keep the faith with Rasmus for me. He will come good. I'm under no illusions. I think he's been the lowest par performer of the new signings. The others have hit the ground running, him not so much. I think he's lacking confidence. We need him to get forward more with purpose, like Luke did when he in that cameo, he came on, he got an assist, he was involved. You know, we need to see that from Rasmus. Is Rasmus better defensively than Luke? I know people will say that fact, and that may be true. I really like Luke Ayling. Look, I'd argue he's better at centre-back than bloody Llorente, for example. I'd sooner see him play there than Diego in the next game. But I ask you that question. Who gets the nod at right-back versus Villa? Is it Rasmus, is it Ayling, or is it Cody? Big shout-out for Willian Yonto as well, of course, who made a cameo and played really, really well against England the other night. And he's been tipped to start for Italy against Hungary in their last Nations League game. And he'll actually become only the third player in Italian football history to make 3 starts for the national team before his 19th birthday. I know there's a lot of talk of him maybe not being Premier League ready, but the fact that he's doing it on the international stage and he's been afforded starts in this Italian side, I think he's very, very close to the first team. So hopefully we'll see him at the weekend. And that brings us nicely onto Aston Villa. Just a quick update on them. Leeds United are close to a full bill of health. The only one missing, obviously, long-term is Stuart Dallas. But Gerrard's Aston Villa are missing some key personnel, and they look like they're going to be on the treatment table for a while. New signings, Boubacar Kamara and Diego Carlos, both signed this summer. They're out. And Luca Dean and Matty Cash are both doubts, which will be huge for Leeds United because them two, as fullbacks, I really like Matty Cash. Luca Dean, we know how good he is, especially from deliveries and getting down that left-hand side. We know our weak areas are out wide. If either of them two players, but if both were out against us, that gives us a massive, massive win because we know they're going to attack down them sides with the likes of Bailey, and then you've got Matty Cash on the overlap or underlap. He scored that wonder strike against us previously. I think that would be huge for Leeds United because what's clear, Leeds United need to get back on that winning hunt. We need to get back them 3 points because we don't want to start to tumble down the table. We had a fantastic start. It's gone off the boil a little bit. Let's get a win against Villa at home on Sunday. And that's it from your latest Leeds United update. As I say, there will be no specific time on this, just as news. And if there's enough for me to go on, I will post a video. Remember to follow me on Twitch. FIFA's out at midnight tonight. I might even stay up and do some content on that on my Twitch channel. Link is in the description. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. LEEDS.
I don't think I do it.
Arsenal started like house on fire. Signing number 2 for this new era. It's Judgment Day, people. Yeah! What did your boy tell you? It was never in doubt. Never in doubt.
Don't believe in any luck, I believe I'm self-made, yeah.